So, good day everyone. I am Emmanuel Hoylar, and in this video or in this part, I'm going to teach you how to install and download Autodesk AutoCAD in your computer or your laptop. So, first, on the search bar, we are going to type www.autodesk.com/education/home. Then we click product access. Then we are going to scroll down. You can see there's a lot of software from Autodesk besides AutoCAD. There's Revit, there's Fusion, there's Tinkercad. But we are only going to focus on installing AutoCAD. So we select AutoCAD and then we select student. For students subscription plan, it is valid for 1 year, but it is renewable though. So you just need to renew it every year. And you click continue. Then we fill out these with your personal information, such as your email address, your educational institution that you are studying in, and so on. Tick the box and click continue. So after you have filled out the form and your account got verified for the eligibility for a student subscription plan, all you have to do is to um, it will prompt you back here. Then you just have to select AutoCAD and then click access products. So after the installation, you can now click start. And there you have it.
So now let's talk about the user interface of AutoCAD. So when you open AutoCAD, this is the first thing that you will see. So at the left side here, you can see the Start tab. So first, you can open any files that you have for AutoCAD. And here you can press the New to start up a new project for AutoCAD. And here are your previous or recent files that you have made in AutoCAD. And here you have announcements from AutoCAD as well as your account in AutoCAD as well as an option to send your feedback to AutoCAD. So that's the Start tab. And now let's open up a new tab to see the user interface while creating a project. So this is what we will see when we create a new project. So this right here is the drawing area, which is the place where we create lines and objects that will be part of our overall project. Next is this part, which shows the direction and orientation for 3D objects. So as you can see, it goes by the XYZ plane or axes. And next is the navigation bar, which houses or gives access to steering wheel, pan, and subcommands. This navigation bar is also customizable. Next is this part, which is the UCS icon, which displays the direction of the X and Y axis. Next, let's talk about this tab. So by hovering, we can see the different layouts for our project. And while for right-clicking, we will get um, additional options for that tab. Above the File tab is the ribbons, which organizes commands and tools into tabs and panels. So these are the tabs right here. And these are the different panels. So the tabs and panels are joined together by commands that are related to each other or similar to each other. So for example, here in the draw panel, so these are all commands that will create lines and objects, so basically drawing it. While modify panel allows for the modification of already existing lines or drawings. So here are the panels. So they are separated like this: draw, modify, annotation, layers. While here are the tabs. So insert, annotate, parametric, view, manage, output, add-ins, collaborate, express tools, and future tabs. So that is the overall ribbon, all grouped by their relation and purpose with each other. Next is the application button. So right here. So by clicking it, you can open projects, save, and do the other commands. And you can also search up commands. While here in the lower left part, it controls the switch to model and paper spaces, just like when we are hovering in the File tab. And here, the command line is used to start up commands or provide input for already existing commands. And here is the application status bar, which has common drafting aids and scaling tools that can be used in creating your project. So that is the basic general user interface when creating a project in AutoCAD.
Hello, my name is Kevin Philip Magsucang, and I'll be teaching the use of line, circle, and rectangle commands. So what are these three commands? The use of the line command allows for the drawing of straight lines which can be customized by distance and angle to create accurate designs. Then the circle creates a circle with a specified radius and tangent to two objects. Sometimes more than one circle matches the specified criteria. The program draws the circle of the specified radius, whose tangent points are closest to the selected points. Then the rectangle command allows you to create rectangular polylines, which are single objects, even if they consist of multiple line segments. So, how do we activate or use these commands? Let's start with the line command. To activate the line command, type line, press space, then specify the first point or the starting point of your line. My starting point is here. Then you can drag your line to the right or to the left, either upward or downward. Then we must specify the endpoint of our line. For my endpoint, I will put it here. Then just click it. Press escape. And now you have your line. Moving on to the circle command. To activate the circle command, type circle. Press space. Then specify the center point of your circle. For my center point, I'll be putting it here. Then enter the radius value or select a reference point. For my reference point, I will click it here. And now you have your circle. Now moving on to the rectangle command. So to activate the rectangle command, type REC or rectangle. For short, let's type REC. Press space. Then specify the first corner point of the rectangle. For my first corner point, we will have it here. Then we can specify the opposite corner point or enter the dimension of our rectangle. For the dimension, I'll be putting for the length 3000. Click tab. For the width of our rectangle, let's have 1500. Then press enter. And now you have your rectangle.
The polygon command is a command tool that draws a polygon with 3 to 1024 sides. To use the command, type POL on the command line. First, the user must specify the number of sides of the polygon. After selecting the desired number of sides, specify the center of the polygon. The polygon can be inscribed in or circumcised about a circle. When the polygon is inscribed or circumcised about the circle, select the desired radius of the polygon. The move command is a command tool that allows the user to move objects at a specified distance in a specified direction. To use the command, type M on the command line. Drag the cursor or select the desired object and press spacebar to select the base point for the move. Drag the object or type the coordinate points to specify the second point of where to place the object. The polyline command is a command tool used to draw 2D polylines composed of lines and arc segments. To use the command, type PL on the command line. Specify where the first point of the polyline. Specify where the end point and press the spacebar to end the polyline.
Hi, my name is Russel Garcia, and I will be discussing the copy, rotate, and offset commands. So let's start off with the copy command. So we can select the copy command by pressing this button, or we can type out CO, which is the shortcut for copy, then pressing enter or spacebar, then selecting the objects to be copied. Then after selecting it by pressing enter or spacebar again, we can now choose the base point from where the lines or the object will be copied from. And after left clicking it, we can now drag it to anywhere, and by clicking the left mouse button, we copied the object or the line, and we can do it multiple times. Let's now talk about the offset command. So the offset command serves the purpose of creating parallel lines or concentric circles at specified distances. So we can use the offset command by selecting this button or typing O, which is the shortcut for offset, then pressing enter. Then first we're gonna select the point of where the offset will start. Then after left clicking, we're gonna click or type out the distance for the offset. So let's say 10, then we press enter. Then we're gonna select the object that will be offset, and then we're just gonna click it, and we're gonna drag it outwards. And there, that's the offset command. So as you can see, you can do it as many times as you want. So now let's talk about the rotate command. So the rotate command allows a line or an object to rotate within a certain chosen angle. So we can do it by clicking this rotate button or typing out RO, which is the shortcut for rotate, then pressing enter or spacebar. So first we're gonna select the object and press enter or spacebar. Then select the point of rotation, then left click it. Then now we can just tag it for its rotation, or we can type out the number or the angle for the rotation. So a positive number goes counterclockwise while a negative number goes clockwise. So let's test that out with typing negative 90, and that will in turn go to a clockwise direction. And there is some sub-functions within this command. So let me just rotate it and select the point of rotation. And as you can see here, there is a copy and reference button. So the copy buttons allows the shape to remain while um, copying the shape that is rotated. So here, we're gonna press copy and then we're gonna click here for the rotation. And as you can see, both rectangles are here, none was erased. Next is the reference one. So that reference is this line. So this will serve as a reference for the rotation of the rectangle. And we can do it by the help of the move button. Excuse me, the move button. So first we're gonna move it near the line here, and then we're gonna rotate it. Select the objects, press enter, then specify the point of rotation. Then we're gonna press the reference button and we're gonna press here, here. So after the 2 points, we're gonna go to the point of the reference. So here. So now the rectangle was rotated based on a reference line. That's all for the rotate command.
Good day everyone. My name is Alvin from CE23. In this video, magtuturo ako ng 3 basic commands sa AutoCAD. So simulan natin guys. Yan. Okay. So first command is mirror. Ano nga ba ang nagagawa ng isang mirror na command sa AutoCAD? So ganito ang mirror. Kunyari may ganito tayong object, tapos gusto natin siya ibalik itong ganyan. So paano nga ba natin gagawin niya sa AutoCAD guys? So first step is gumawa tayo muna ng object. Ito tayo. So, kunyari, yan yung object natin. Tapos gusto natin siyang ibaliktad, i-mirror. Hindi siya baliktad actually, i-mirror. So, first step, select muna natin, swipe right to left. Then, type MI. Ayan o. Then, spacebar. Then, select ka ng area kung gusto mo saan mo siya gusto i-click. For me, dito sa akin. Ayan na siya, o, diba? Mirrored na. Then, ito, magtatanong yan. Gusto mo ba i-erase yung source object mo? For me, no, kasi gusto ko ipakita. So, yan na siya guys, mirrored na. Kung gusto mo pa i-mirror to, select object ulit, type MI, spacebar, select ng area kung saan mo gusto, then, where is it? Mirror na yung dalawa. No. Next command is hatch. Ano nga bang nagagawa ng hatch? So, ang hatch is parang, ginagamit siya para ma-identify yung isang block, isang texture na isang block. So, ano nga bang material na, ano ba yung texture mo, okay. So, for first step is type H, any hatch, then spacebar. Next is pumili ka muna dito. For me is A, pa yung nakapaborito ko. AR conc. Yes. Try natin 1 muna, no? Try natin 1 para maganda siya. So, here. Conc and conc. Masyado siyang malalaki, guys. Gawin natin 0.05. 0.05. Oh, diba? Perfect. Saktong-sakto yung hatch niya. Kung gusto mo pa maglagay dito, spacebar ulit. Spacebar. And hatch. Perfect, guys. Next is fillet. Ano nga bang nagawa ng fillet? So, ang fillet is, kunyari may ganda tayong object, ay ganda tayong line, pero meron siyang sharp edge sa gilid. So, paano, ang gusto natin is gawin natin siyang round edges. So, paano nga ba gagawin yun sa AutoCAD? Next, first step is, gumawa muna tayo ng linya. Gusto natin siyang gawing round edges. So, ganyan. And, so gusto natin itong gawing round edges. Paano nga ba gagawin yun? First step is, type F, yan fillet, spacebar. So, pero hindi natin siya magagawa kung wala siyang radius. Paano nga ba maglalagay ng radius? So, pagkatapos ng F space, next is R space, then yung value ng radius na gusto mo. For me is 50. Kunyari lang. Next is the line na gagawin mong round edge. So, ito yung first line ko. The next line ito. Boosh, di ba? Round edges. Fillet na yan. O, di ba? Galing. So, tapos na po tayo guys. Thank you for watching.
So now I am going to demonstrate some of the commands that you can use for AutoCAD when you are drafting a structural plan or an architectural plan. So for the basics, one is if you want to move around, you just click the middle mouse button here, middle mouse button. Then if you want to select multiple objects, you either click from here and then drag it to the right, or you click from here and then you drag it to the left. So the difference between the two is that you use this, the whole line or the entire object should be under this or should be covered by this blue rectangle. So for example here I have three lines with varying length. So if I use the blue one, if I click here and then drag to the right, in order for a line or an object to be selected, it should be covered by the whole rectangle. If it's not, it will not be selected like this. See? While if you use the green rectangle selection, which is if you click here and then you drag it to the left, you don't need to cover the whole line or the whole object in order to be selected. So some functions also include the orthographic mode, which is very useful if you want to create straight lines like this. You just need to press F8. So kanina naka-on yung orthographic mode ko. So you just need to press F8. Then it's on. Then press again if you want to turn it off. If naka-off naman, ganito ang mangyayari. You can drag or create lines based on how you want it to look, or basically like your freehand drawing. It's like you're using freehand drawing. And there's also F3, which is snap. Basically, when you click a line or you pick a corner, it will snap, and a small green square will appear on a corner or a line. This is very helpful when you are trying to connect lines or objects. Yeah. So for the commands, there's what we call extend. So what is extend? Basically extends a line to an object. So to reach the edge of an object or a line, and all you need to do is press escape, then type EX, then spacebar, and you select an object, then it will automatically extend a line here. Yeah, as you can see, it extends a line up to an edge of another line or an object. Another is what we call what we call list. Basically, what it does is it shows you the properties or the information of a line or an object. So, for example, we select this line first, then press escape. No, select line first, then we type li, then spacebar. So it shows you the coordinates of the points and its exact length and also its angle. So it is very useful when you want to know if you got the dimensions right or when you draw the dimensions properly. If you want to double check it, you don't need to use Demali if you don't want to use Demali yet or dimension line. Another is what we call a block. So basically, you can use it when you are trying to create multiple copies of a drawing. Like for example, this is a door. We've used it for our activity on AUTOCAD, which is the residential project, which will be discussed by Danikyle. So basically, you draw an object, create a drawing, then you select it, and then you type B, then spacebar. Then it opens the block editor. So you can put a name on it, any name, and you can pick a base point from it. You can pick a pick point anywhere from the object, maybe here or here or here. Then there's also block units. For this tutorial, we are going to use unitless. So you can name anything you want for the object. Let's name it D1. Or maybe door 1. Door 1. So then you can copy it, then paste it to your plan, structural plan or architecture plan. Paste it here. So the question is why not just create a drawing, then group it, then you want to, and then you copy paste it to the layout. So the advantage of the block, of using block, is that when you make changes here, it also applies to its copy. Compared to when you don't use the block function or the block command and you only copy paste it. Let's say for example there's like 20 doors or 20 windows that needs to be changed, its length or dimensions or its drawing. Of course it's very hassle if you edit it one by one, so we use block. So I'm gonna demonstrate how it is very useful. So let's say we want to make changes here. We just double click it, click here. Oh, it was saved on D1, so I'm gonna make changes on D1. Gonna put circle here, then close block editor, then set the changes to D1. And as you can see, these are the D1. All of the changes you applied to a block here will also be applied to its copies. So earlier put a circle there, and then it reflected on its copies. So that's it from me.
Now that you know how to use the basic commands, let's apply them to a schematic. Using the basic commands we discussed earlier, we will create a floor plan for a one-story bungalow. To begin, let's create a rectangle with a width of 15,700 millimeters and a height of 18,700 millimeters. From here, we will offset the rectangle inwards by 50 millimeters and again by 1800 millimeters. This will create the boundaries for our floor plan. Before moving on, let's create another copy of the array we have built so far. One will serve as our roof plan and the other will serve as the ground floor plan. Starting with our roof plan, we can set the line type of the inner rectangle to hidden to indicate that the rectangle marks the boundaries of the wall below. We will also add text on both sides that says this. Next, we will draw a line at the midpoint of our rectangle's width along its height. This line is the peak of the roof. And finally, we can add a hatch pattern of lines along the entire roof to indicate the pattern of the roofing sheet. We will be using a scale of 100 for this pattern. Before moving on, we will add dimension lines to all necessary sections: the edge of the roof, the distance between the edge and the wall, the distance between the wall and the peak of the roof, and again on the other side. We'll be also doing this along the length of the roof. And this concludes our roof plan. Before moving on to the ground floor plan, we will be creating 5 objects with the block command, which represents the different sizes of windows or doors that the schematic will feature. Our first window has a length of 3,500 millimeters and is represented by 2 rectangles, each with a width of 50 millimeters. The lines on the side are so that we can attach it to the center of our 150mm thick walls. In creating the window itself, we will be utilizing the mirror command, and the copy command will be used to recreate the windows for the shorter lengths. The second window will have a length of 3000mm, slightly shorter than the first window, and everything else will have the same dimensions. Once again, we'll be using the mirror command to ease our creation process. For the windows, the third one is the shortest with a length of 750mm and is used exclusively for the bathroom of our bungalow. We'll be using the same techniques we employed in creating the other windows for this one. Moving on to our doors, we will create 2 rectangles with a length of 50mm and a width of 150mm to serve as the door frame. The 2 rectangles will be separated by the length of the door. The first door is our interior door, which has a length of 800mm. The door itself will have a thickness of 75mm, and we will be using an arc to represent the motion of the door. We will be trimming that arc The first door is our interior door, used exclusively inside of the bungalow. This second door, we will copy over our door frame so that we can create it. This door will be our exterior door, which features the same dimensions as the first door except it has a length of 1000 millimeters. Once again, we'll be using an arc to represent the motion of the door frame. This concludes our blocks, and in saving the objects as a block, we can choose their base points, which decide where the objects are relative to the mouse cursor, making it easier to insert later on. In my case, I chose the bottom left corner of each object as my base point. With the blocks already saved, we can safely move on to the frame of the ground floor plan. Now that we have created the blocks, we are ready to create the ground floor plan. First, we erase the outer rectangle. At this time, we switch the line type of the outermost rectangle to hidden. This will represent the roof above, and we will add text that states this. Onto the wall itself, we will offset it inward by 150 millimeters. This is the standard thickness of the walls in the Philippines. On the upper left corner, we'll create a new rectangle with a length of 6,200 millimeters and a width of 7,350 millimeters. We will offset this wall outward by 150 millimeters. We will create another rectangle next to the offset one of width 1,500 millimeters and a length of 3,600 millimeters. Once again offsetting outward by 150 millimeters. Below this rectangle, we will create another one with the same dimensions and offsets. From here, we will be using the trim command to cut any unnecessary lines within the walls. This completes the walls of our ground floor. The next step is to make space for our blocks, the windows and doors. Based on the finished product earlier, this should be what the walls look like when the spaces for blocks are cut out. As discussed before, we will insert the blocks accordingly. Long windows for big rooms, short windows for the bathrooms, the smaller door for the interiors, and the bigger door for the exteriors. The blocks should automatically lock into place when placed into the gaps. If not, we can just rotate and place it ourselves. For this long window, we can use the explode and the trim command to get rid of the unnecessary lines. This is our finished ground floor. All that is missing now are the dimension lines and the labels. Here we have the ground floor plan with the dimension lines already applied. From this, we can add text to label the living room, dining room, kitchen, bedroom, and our 2 bathrooms. And while centering the text, that should be the ground floor done. We can add bigger text at the bottom to label the ground floor plan. And here is our final schematic, with both the roof and the ground floor lined up and labeled. This concludes our floor plan and our video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.